The student planned a more advanced project, which would display 6 patterns on a column of LEDs. Here is the correct result. First pattern shows all on, then patterns of 2 on with increasing spaces between them, and finally all off. And here's the problem as the student brought it to me. This is after the code fixes, so you just need to troubleshoot the circuit here. Pause to examine the code. For this episode, focus on the array declaration and setting the pin mode. Try finding the problems before I begin my troubleshooting. Remember, this channel is about troubleshooting, not techniques, but I'll do some explaining about arrays along the way. We'll solve the code problems first on this one. One problem presents in the patterns array. The 4th value lacks the indicator that this value is binary. It needs the prefix of 0b. A line continuation must still have all the normal syntax, including the comma separator. This loop cycles through the pins to set their modes. The loop wrongly uses a counter that directly represents pin numbers. It should be looking up the pin numbers in the pins array. And last, the code uses the naked counter value instead of specifying the array and using the counter as the index. On the hardware side, you probably noticed the one simple problem. Power is disconnected and the rails look fine. Since just one LED never lights, we can focus on that circuit. Sure enough, a jumper came loose from the pin socket. And there it is, fixed. To summarize the solution in hardware, we repaired a loose jumper. In software, we added the proper prefix to an array value and the missing comma. In the pin mode loop, there were 2 problems. The first was counting the pin numbers directly instead of from the pins array, and second was in the loop using the counter instead of the array with the counter as a pointer. In the complete version of this episode, we look at several mistakes in the loops that actually control the LEDs, and this is a topic where student mistakes abound. Here's a tip. Whenever I think of an array, I first go through 5 parameters in my mind. What is the array name and the data type? What is its length? And then for each member, I keep in mind that it has an index and a value. Confusing the index and value happens in every meeting of every class I've taught about arrays.